How many do you have then?
6, 7. I read 7 books. I'll probably finish another one today or tomorrow.
Hi everyone, welcome to today's video. Today Nathan and I are going to be going over the books that we read in March, and at least I'm going to be picking my TBR from the TBR jar.
Nice.
You can if you want to.
I feel like I know the next couple of books I'm reading.
So, I read 4 books this month. Nathan read
7. I will probably get closer to 9 by the end of the month.
Yeah, we're filming this a couple of days early, but...
Letting the record know.
Okay. So you go first and we'll take turns and then you can just do a couple at the end.
Remind me the structure.
There's
what
not
I
really
read.
A structure.
What I rated it.
Mm-hmm.
The first book I read, I finished a couple days into March, was Oathbringer. It's the 3rd book in the Stormlight Archive. And this book, I was like very emotionally damaged by one character in particular because I love this character, but learning more about their backstory, I was getting ready to like get up in arms with this character, like protest. And then the character did something and I was like, all right, let's just hug and cry it out. Like, 5-star book, unreal, so good.
Okay. First book I read was the difference in our reads is so ridiculous. First book I read was Bride by Ali Hazelwood, and I gave this book 3 stars. It was good for what it is, which is a vampire werewolf arranged marriage romance. It's just, I feel like I couldn't get into the world because it was like vampires and werewolves, but then also the werewolf alpha was like, my favorite part of technology is Mario Kart. And I was just like, oh, that does not compute in my brain. And also, if she brings up not one more time, she hyped it up so much. And there was like one scene.
Wasn't that great?
And it wasn't that great. And she usually writes way better smut. And it was just hyped up for like nothing. I was disappointed, honestly, but 3 stars.
All right, back to Stormlight Archive. Immediately picked up book 4, Rhythm of War. Now, this, like, in all of these books so far, the 4 main books, there has been a moment where I have, like, cried or shed a tear. In this book, there were multiple crying and shedding of tears for multiple different characters, which I think it just speaks to, like, just how big of a moment this is building up to. So, easy 5-star. Absolutely love every word of these pages. Like, everything is just so good. I can't speak highly enough about it without giving too many spoilers away for you. But yeah, 5 stars.
He said he wants to get a Stormlight Archive tattoo, but that I'm not allowed to look at it.
It's like he kind of ruined the purpose of spoilers.
The next book I read was The Appeal, and I'm not going to spend much time on this because I have like an hour-long video of me reading it and trying to solve the mystery, but I'm pretty sure I gave this 5 stars. I just love the way that it's set up and how it's a little mystery, and it was so fun to try to solve, and the plot twists were really, really good.
The next book I read, I'll combine the 2 novellas.
Okay.
Between the 2nd and the 3rd, and then the 3rd and the 4th book of the Stormlight Archive, there were like a couple 100-page novellas, and they just kind of talk about some break-off characters, and they have like a little side quest. I gave them both 4 stars. It wasn't anything like really crazy, but they had some important things that help you understand the world a little bit more. So it was fun. I'm glad that they had that. I love these characters, but I'm not attached to these characters like the main ones.
Not even Raisin?
No comment.
The next book I read is Swift and Saddled by Lila Sage. I gave this book 4 stars. I've discovered that it's really hard for me to give a romance a 5-star unless it touched my heart and soul like Beach Read did. But this is the second book in the Rebel Blue Ranch series. So the first one was Done and Dusted. And this one is about one of the brothers and an interior designer, and they like make out at a bar without knowing that like he's the boss and she's the employee, and it's really really cute. It wasn't that like insane. It was just really cute. I don't even think it gets to 300 pages.
But the covers are
Oh,
adorable.
the covers are so pretty. And yeah, it doesn't get to 300 pages. And usually my rule is it can't be more than 3 stars if it's not more than 300 pages. But I just love these characters too much to give it any less.
I can do these 3 in one, and then you can go last.
Okay.
That works. The next series I picked up was the Mistborn Era 2. There's 4 books in that. I read the first book within like a day, like 24-hour period.
How long is that one?
It's 300 pages.
Hmm.
The second one is 380.
I feel like that's the length of a regular book, but for Brandon Sanderson, it feels like a novella.
And the one that I just read was 448. So I basically read 3 of these books. There's the 4th one that I'm going to start probably tomorrow. This, I was hesitant to get into the Era 2 because I was really attached to the Era 1 characters. Sorry. I was just hesitant because I felt like with a big time jump, I was just nervous. I did judge the book by its cover, and I was like, why are there guns? So
There are guns?
it gave me a lot of hesitation based on nothing, but as soon as I started reading, I was like immediately back in, and I was just like, yes, I love this character. Like, Brandon Sanderson is just so good at like getting you instantly to fall in love with a character, especially a man.
Yeah, he's really good at writing men.
So I rated the first book 4-star, and then the last 2 have been 5 stars. The first one was just kind of like, this is fun, and I explained the plot to Kylie within like 10 seconds.
Mm-hmm.
The next 2 have been a little bit more complex, and the last one I just read, like, I was finishing it during lunch, and I was like, am I gonna cry?
Mm-hmm.
So there's a really sad part in the 3rd book, but
Yeah, you really
no
ruined
comment.
my day with that, honestly. The last book I read this month was Last Call at the Local by Sarah Grunder Ruiz. Is that how you'd say that?
Sarah Grunder Ruiz.
Who's actually a local author in Raleigh. And this is the 3rd book in a romance series, but it's the only one that I've read. It doesn't really matter in romance series, but anyway. This is about an Irishman named Jack Dunn, who has OCD and inherited the Local, which is a pub, from his dad. And the girl's name is Rain Hart.
That's adorable.
Which is so cute. And she's a traveling musician, and she gets all of her shit stolen and ends up there, and he like doesn't tell her who he is and that he owns the place, and like asks for her thoughts, and she kind of roasts the pub about how it doesn't feel homey and stuff, and he ends up hiring her to like refurbish it.
Oh.
And then they fall in love.
DIY renovation love.
I gave this one 4 stars. I think the like OCD part of it at the beginning, it was odd. I think I told you this because it wasn't meshing well with the overall plot. It felt like 2 separate stories being told, but then it all came together. And it was really, really cute, and I did cry. So, I did cry.
Nice.
All right.
Should I tell them my TBR?
Yeah, tell them your TBR.
I'm currently reading Mistborn 3.5, Mistborn's Secret History by Brandon Sanderson. It's kind of like a learn a little bit more about the Mistborn world from the viewpoint of one of the main characters. I'm liking it so far. It seems like, I don't know if I'll rate it any more than 4 stars as of right now, but it just seems like a fun extra thing. And then after that, I'm going to read The Lost Metal by Brandon Sanderson. That's the fourth and final book of Mistborn Era 2. So I'm very eager to see how that all wraps up because it left on kind of a cliffhanger. After that, though, I think I'm gonna debate whether I want to go with another Brandon Sanderson book and stay in the Cosmere, or if I want to switch up to a sci-fi. Because I'm really just riding this Brandon Sanderson train right now.
What about the one we got you the other day? Is that fantasy or sci-fi?
I think it's fantasy.
Wow, we got a book called Shadow of the Gods and The Shadow of What Was Lost. 2 different books.
Mm-hmm.
That's silly.
But yeah, John Gwynne and James Iselton, I've heard are both super good authors that have super good books. So I am very excited, but Brandon just has my life right now.
I can't decide what to read, so we're going to use my little TBR jar, and we're probably going to pick 5. Yes, sir.
Is The Way of Kings in there?
Nathan Picks is in there, I think.
Did I put anything in there? No. Oh, damn.
We'll take turns picking them, though.
Okay.
Book set in summer.
Oh, I understand what you were saying by Nathan Pick now.
Yeah.
I was like, I didn't actually put anything in there.
No. Grab me Luck and Last Resorts. This is actually the next one I was going to read, because this is the one that comes before Last Call at the Local, so this couple is in there.
That was meant to be.
Yeah. It's about Nina and Ollie, and Nina is a chief stewardess on a super yacht called Serendipity, which is my favorite word. And Irish chef Ollie Dunn, so Dunn's brother, they had something in the past, and he comes back after being gone for a year for one more season, and gives her an ultimatum of admit you're in love with me or I'm going back to Ireland forever.
We love an ultimatum.
I love an ultimatum. I hate an ultimatum, but I love an ultimatum. And it's really pretty. All right, your turn.
And then I pick the book, or I let you pick it?
You can pick the book, I guess.
Book with flowers, trees, leaves on cover.
Okay. Flowers and leaves.
I like this cover. Oh my gosh, not the edges. There you go.
So this one is called The Once and Future Witches by Alex E. Harrow. It's about 1893. There's no such thing as witches. There used to be in the wild, dark days before the burnings began, but now witching is nothing but tidy charms and nursery rhymes. If the modern woman wants any measure of power, she must find it at the ballot box. But then suffragettes in... Okay, so these are sisters. Suffragettes in New Salem begin to pursue the forgotten words and ways that might turn the women's movement into the witches' movement. Stalked by shadows and sickness, hunted by forces who will not suffer a witch to vote and perhaps not even to live, the sisters will need to delve into the oldest magics, draw new alliances, and heal the bond between them if they want to survive. Just feeling something witchy when I picked it up, and it's got a pretty cover.
Yeah.
It's got a pretty cover, and it's got the uncut edges. Book by an author you love.
Do love Brandon Sanders.
Shut up. Thinking either Jodi Picoult or Christina Lauren. Can you grab me the Christina Lauren one? It's the purple and yellow one. Okay. I love Christina Lauren, which is actually 2 authors, Christina and Lauren.
Oh, really?
Uh-huh.
That's crazy.
But the True Love Experiment just came out in paperback, and I'm very excited about it. So
I
it's
want to eat that cover art.
I know. Doesn't it look like lavender lemonade? Or cotton candy? So it's about Felicity Fizzy Chen, who is a romance novelist but doesn't have any love. And Connor Prince III, documentary filmmaker and single father, who has to make a reality TV show. And so they somehow meet, and he has her basically be like the Bachelorette. But I have a feeling they fall in love instead. Where did I just put... Oh, there it is.
Rehab was supposed to be a fresh start. You know what that's from?
BoJack. Why did you say that?
Reality TV show.
Oh.
I don't know why, but my brain... clip that for me?
Yeah.
Rehab was supposed to be a fresh start.
Chat, clip that.
Book your friend chooses for you.
Oh, fuck off. There's no way. Pick your book.
I have to.
I know.
It's so good.
I make no guarantees. Damn it all. God, it's so big. So this is The Way of Kings by Brandon Sanderson. Book 1 of the Stormlight Archive. What even is this about? I long for the days before the last desolation, the age before the heralds abandoned us and the nights radiant turned against us, a time when there was still magic in the world and honor in the hearts of men. What? The world became ours and yet we lost it. Victory proved to be the greatest test of all, or was that victory illusory? Is that how you pronounce that word? Did our enemies come to recognize that the harder they fought, the fiercer our resistance? Fire and hammer will forge steel into a weapon, but if you abandon your sword, it eventually rusts away. Well, damn. It's a good line. There are 4 whom we watch. The first is the surgeon, forced to forsake healing to fight in the most brutal war of our time. The second is the assassin, a murderer who weeps as he kills. Aww, I love him already.
I guess.
The third is the liar, a young woman who wears a scholar's mantle over the heart of a thief. Badass. The last is the prince, ooh, a warlord whose eyes have opened to the ancient past as his thirst for battle wanes. Isn't that the name of one of the Mistborn characters?
Wayne.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The world can well, it's because Wax and Wayne.
Yeah. They're adorable.
The world can change. Surge binding and shard wheel.
Yes!
Can return. The magic of ancient days becomes ours again. These 4 people are the key. One of them may redeem us, and one of them will destroy us. I laughed because Shadowheart is called Shard a lot. It's like a mean nickname, or like Shart.
Yes, I have heard that.
So, oh my god, I can't believe that happened.
Yes.
No promises. Okay? I'm so scared of that book.
Just think of it. It's spring break. You don't have lacrosse. This is a perfect opportunity to read a 1,000-page book.
I have barely read 1,000 pages in the last 2 months because of lacrosse.
No balls.
No. None. Oh, I did that. Weird. Okay. Book I've had for a long time. Oh, no. I've had a lot of these for a long time, but I think I've had this one the longest. I think I bought this like 2 years ago. Because it's in paperback now. So I kind of want to... This is Carrie Soto is Back by Taylor Jenkins Reid. Daisy Jones and the Six.
Nice. I feel like I heard about this book recently on someone else's review.
It's a 5-star read for a couple of my favorite booktubers. I don't know. I don't know why I've never gotten into it.
What's it about?
Carrie Soto, who is a tennis player who retired, but then... And she has like a weird relationship with her dad. Like he really, really pushes her. She retires. Somebody breaks her record, and then she unretires to get it back. The Casimir of Taylor Jenkins Reid, Carrie Soto was also in Malibu Rising, and Daisy Jones and the Six.
Cool.
She was definitely in Malibu Rising because there's one like dickhead character who's in like a bunch of them.
That reminds me, did you see the new trailer for that new Zendaya movie? She's a tennis player?
Yeah, and it upset me a lot.
Why did it upset you?
Because she got injured and you heard it, and I've been scarred for life now. I can't handle... Yeah, this came out in 2022. I bought it the day it came out because I was so excited, and then I never read it.
That's so funny.
There we go.
There's very few, like, moments in our relationship where we will, like, try to force each other to read a book series.
Yeah.
And The Stormlight is one of those where I just want you to know why I love this book so much. And that's not even my favorite book. That makes me feel
guilty. I just want you to share something I love with me. That makes me feel bad.
I've still got to read the Crescent City books.
For real. This is why I haven't been taking him that seriously, because I'm like, well, you keep saying you're going to read Crescent City, because those books mean as much as ACOTAR to me. We're going to take a thumbnail of this, but let's show them first. So these are the books I read, and those are the books I'm hopefully going to read. And none of Nathan's are physical at this point, so he can't show anything. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you next week.